Ladies and gentlemen, making to the NHL is a journey. It can take you many places before or after. Usually it's because you're a top prospect or they want to take a look at you or you've contributed a lot to hockey. And in this person's case, he's the only player in NHL history not to play a regular season game, but played in the playoffs and scored a goal. In his amateur and not say minor pro, but minor league stats are very strong. And he was part of a very strong Montreal Canadiens team in 45 that should have won the Cup. He had a great regular season, but unfortunately lost to Toronto in 6 games in the playdowns in hopes of defending their Stanley Cup. So today we're talking about the very, very talented forward, Eddie Emberg. Now, the native of Montreal, born November 18th, 1921. Played hockey from 1940 into the early 50s. Now, the 2 games in the NHL for the Habs came during the 45 postseason. The rest of his career, which lasted again over that decade, was mainly spent in the Quebec Senior Hockey League. Now, he first came to Major Providence with the Loyola College in the SCSHL, the 1940 campaign, then moved on to Verdun Red Devils of the QJHA in 41. Same league with the Montreal Junior Royals and the Montreal Royals the next season. Ironically, with 1 game with the Montreal Royals of the QSHL, he scored 1 goal and had 8 goals in 9 games for the Junior Royals in the Memorial Cup playoffs. Now, 43 to 45, he played with a very prestigious Montreal RCAF in the MCHL, the QSHL, and the NMCHL again. Best campaign with the RCAF was 43, where he had 17 points in 26 games and 3 points in 12 playoff contests. Now, 45, he played in the Allen Cup with the Quebec Aces, had 1 goal in 3 games, and then, of course, the 2 games with Montreal with the 1 goal. Back to the Aces in 46 after the short call-up. A big 19 goals in 31 games in 46. Now, 47 for a lot of his fans was his breakthrough year. With the Valleyfield Braves, he had 67 points in 40 games, including 23 goals. And then moved on to the Boston Olympics of the EAHL in the playoffs with 4 goals in 2 games. Now, from 48 to 52, it was a big part of the the Ottawa Senators program of the Quebec League. In that 48 campaign, 53 points in 36 games, including 29 goals and 8 points in 12 contests in the postseason. In the Allen Cup, he had 14 points in 14 games, including 6 goals. 49, considered by many his best season ever. 62 games, 84 points, including 31 goals, 7 points in the QHL postseason, and he had 3 goals in the Allen Cup playdowns and 6 contests. 1950, he had 22 goals in 59 games with 3 goals and 7 playoff contests. 51, he had 60 points in 58 games, including 3 assists and 5 playoff contests. And 52, in 60 games with Ottawa, 37 points, including 11 goals. Outstanding Quebec League stats: 386 games, 167 goals, 422 points, a measly 135 minutes in penalties, and in the postseason, 52 points in 63 playoff games with a minuscule 18 minutes in penalties, like a very gentlemanly player. Now, the idea about Eddie, and this is the key, that those Montreal teams in the mid-40s with Maurice Richard, all the big prospects, they had not say injury problems, but they had a situation where they needed them in the postseason. Now, obviously, Quebec was a good feeder system for the Montreal Canadiens over the years, and the idea again for a player like Eddie, you had a lot of people felt he had should have had a better start. Now, being a star in Quebec League, unfortunately, he didn't get enough of a second chance in the league. Now, when he died at October House residence in Pointe-Claire, Quebec, in 2007, again, 1 Memorial Cup appearance, 2 Allen Cup appearances, and again the 2-game playoff stint